Okay, so this is going to be a guide on how to heavy. And you can see on Team 1, I'm the winner. I'm down at the bottom, I didn't do a lot of damage. Being a heavy is not about damage dealing. It is about taking the hits and soaking up damage. It's not always going to get you a lot of credits, it's not going to get you a lot of XP. If you're a good heavy though, it'll get you wins. Usually if I want to farm credits and XP, I'll run TDs. They're obviously the damage dealers. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So, yeah, running the M6A2E1 is definitely one of my favorite tanks. It was one of my favorites in World of Tanks PC, World of Tanks Blitz, and here on console. So the reason I love it, I play all the classes, but my preferred class is heavy. If I can run a class, that's the class I prefer to run. I just enjoy playing heavies. And the reason I actually enjoy the M6A2E1 is the frontal armor on it. And it just has absolutely ridiculous frontal armor. The only weak point on the frontal armor is the two cheeks on the turret on either side of the gun. But there is a way to counter that, and you're going to end up seeing that a little bit here. So the sides, back, are really weak. It's slow, it's as big as a house, you can't hide it. You're going to get spotted, but as long as you can keep the shots coming from the front, you're basically got no issue whatsoever. This is definitely one of my favorites, though. So the cap is up on this hill, up at A0, and that's where we're all going to push up to. I'm going to be the last one in, but you're going to see everyone else is going to have to hold up. And then I'm just going to push through with that ridiculous frontal armor. I was in a game earlier, and I was up against tier 10s, and this is a tier 8 tank, and the tier 10s were bouncing me. Tier 10 TDs were bouncing my frontal armor, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So every time I play this tank, I don't do a lot of damage, but I just eat crazy damage. And that helps my team. As you're gonna see, basically, as the red team's all shooting at me, my team is literally just lighting them up. They don't have to pop in and out of cover, they can literally just sit back there and just open season on red. See what's going on in the battle space. So red's pushing up the other side. My guys are getting set up here, but as you can see, they're all going to start holding up here. This guy tries to push out, and he's going to end up getting wrecked. This M6. He just doesn't have the armor for this. American heavies tend to be really well turreted, but the hull is pretty weak, and there you see, he gets finished off. So here I come rolling in. One of our heavies is knocked out, other ones are holed up. Basically, my team's just going to try to camp this cap until I just knock that tank out in one shot. Beautiful. So here we go. I'm not even going to think twice about it. I'm going to come around this corner and just start pushing down this hill. Now there is a moment here where there's actually a smart TD player that knows the weakness on my tank, and he actually pens my cheek. But most of the rest of them don't realize that. But once you see my cheek get penned and I realize he knows where to hit me, you're going to see what I call shaking my head, which is swinging the turret back and forth. And it makes it really, really hard for them to get a good clean shot on that cheek. So you're just pushing this hill, literally just pushing it. There's nothing they can do about it, just soaking up hits. There's a shot into my cheek. There's a big shot into my cheek, and this is where I'm going to start making sure they don't get my cheek anymore. Swinging the head back and forth, making those cheeks hard to hit. Just bouncing shots. I had to stop for a second to fire, and he was waiting on it, pinned my cheek again. And that one just luckily caught the cheek. You can see they're all firing at me, though, and they're not shooting at my team. There's actually one that just went to my team. I think they've realized they can't pen me and have given up. They keep tracking me to keep from pushing, but here we go. Let's start pushing again. There's just nothing they can do about it. The gun on this thing is just really nice, too. What did the replay end for? Oh, we capped, so that's victory. Let's go check that out. Yeah, I didn't even realize they were capping. That was back behind me. That's where all my boys were. Enemy was coming around behind us, but it was just way too late. This hill was where the main fight was, and once I started pushing down that hill and gave my team free fire, we just annihilated everything down on this bottom. So, let's go check out some stats now. So, take a look in the bottom right corner. Blocked 3,665 damage. And I got 1,200 damage assisted spotting. Did 800 on my own, which is not bad because my gun has a ridiculous long reload and it takes me forever to get into the fight. So we got shell proof, have total damage blocked by your armor exceed the hit points of your vehicle and survive the battle. We got spotter for just pushing up like that. I ended up getting spots for it. That's one of the perks of being a heavy with just disgusting frontal armor. Cool-headed. Survive at least 10 ricochets and non-penetrations in a row from the enemy team players. We're going to see exactly how many I survived here in just a moment. Steel wall. Receive more potential damage than any player, at least 1,000 HP, and survive. Receive at least 11 hits. Critical. Enemy damaged. 2 tanks destroyed. Spotted 6. And 6 spotted targets hit and 1 enemy spotted. So that one I spotted got hit 6 times. So let's go to the team. As you can see, like I said, I don't do a whole lot of damage. It's not my job not to be a damage dealer. My job is basically to get up in there and just soak up the hits, and that's the actual job of a heavy, and that's why I like the class. It's like a tank in any other game. You're basically the one taking all the damage for the team. So let's take a look at it. Okay. So I only fired 10 shots. I had 8 hits, 4 penetrations. But if you look over on the right side of that first top deal, you're going to see where it says hits received. 29 hits. Non-penetration were 23. I bounced 23 out of 29 shots that were shot at me. The damage blocked was 3,665, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So, that is my guide on how to heavy. Thank you. Catch you later.